Hello there guys and welcome back to Blues TV for another live review of mine, of another Chelsea win, of another Chelsea away win, as Chelsea managed to beat Watford 2-1 away from home with some late controversy in that game with the Jorginho penalty, and then, just about hanging on, to be honest, in the end, with Kepa pulling off an incredible save. Let me just check whether my shirt is rolled up. With Kepa with an incredible save to, secure the 3 points in literally the last second. The final whistle went literally as Kepa or after Kepa made that save, and it was remarkable. Let me know in the chat whether everything is working well, the sound, the image quality and everything is fine. Don't mind the red cheeks. I was a bit, livid, let's say, for the last few minutes. It was stressful, all right? It was stressful. Red cheek laws for you today. But yes, so let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game. Of course, if you are new to Blues TV, though, please be sure to subscribe. That would be massively appreciated. And also drop a like on this live stream. If you are watching this, drop a like on this video. If you are watching this later, just go down below and drop a like. That would be massively appreciated. But now getting into it, and just talking about it, starting off with the lineup. Let's not talk about the Jorginho thing straight away. We'll get to it in a minute. Don't worry about it. The lineup was very promising. I liked the lineup a lot when I saw it, because Emerson was in there. No idea how that happened, considering after the Manchester United game on Wednesday, Lampard said, he'll be back in the next 2 games. And, there was reports of a setback in recovery the week before. And I don't know where he starts, and puts in a blinder performance by one, mistake that thankfully Zuma even out for him, I guess. But yeah, it was Kepa in goal, a back four of Aspie on the right, Emerson, like I said, at left back. Tomori came back into the side next to Kurt Zuma. A midfield, well, it was actually a 4-2-3-1 rather than a 4-3-3, proper 4-2-3-1 this time, for the most part of the game anyways. Jorginho and Kovacic just a double pivot, and then a 3 behind the striker, I guess, of Pulisic on the left, Willian on the right, and Mason Mount behind the striker, who of course was Tammy Abraham. And getting into the game, we got the perfect start, literally, because Tammy Abraham made it 1-0 in the 5th minute already after a wonder assist by Jorginho. Absolutely beautiful pass that was. Mason Mount literally played it to him way in midfield, and he just played it curling over the top ball. Cesc Fabregas like that was. To Tammy, who spotted it really nicely, made a great run, latched onto it, and on the half volley chipped it over the goalkeeper and put it in. And after that, it was the Ben Foster show. Someone on Twitter, Simon Phillips, actually made a really good joke, I thought. Jan Oblak dressed up as Ben Foster for Halloween today, because the amount of incredible saves that guy made today was it just pissed me off so much. He saved one of Abraham, soon after we made it 1-0. That time we should have done a bit better with, but it was still a good save. Then he saved one by... Who was it that he saved one by? He saved one by someone. I can't remember, to be honest. And then in the follow-up, don't know why my light is flickering. I do apologise. And in the follow-up, we had a corner, and Pulisic got on the end of it and would have literally floated that into the far corner. And, Ben Foster again with an incredible save. Then Mason Mount with a shot from outside the box. He just about tips it onto the bar. Second half, another few good saves. But yeah, it was a decent first half. Not quite enough movement. And the passing was maybe a tiny bit too slow, but it was all right. It was a decent performance, and Watford did give us the game that I expected it to be. It was a difficult game, and had we not scored so early on, it would have been much, much more difficult, and it would have been a lot easier had we made it 2-0, although as seen in the end, even that didn't save us from a nervy ending to the game. But I'll get to that again. But yeah, that was that. Watford had literally one chance in the first half, really. That was a Deulofeu shot that went just wide. Other than that, they really didn't do anything. We just controlled the game. It was just Chelsea dominated game, and they defended in their 5-4-2, 5-4-1. 5-4-1, yes, 5-4-1 or 5-2-3, whichever you want to call it. They defended in that. And in the second half, we made it 2-0 through Christian Pulisic. A really nice goal. Kovacic from midfield feeding Willian. Willian then onto Tammy Abraham, made a great run slightly out wide to the right, in behind the defence, and then cuts it back to Christian Pulisic, who made a great run into the box and tapped it in from inside the 6-yard box. Made it 2-0. We was all calm and comfortable. We could have maybe made it, to 3-0 in the meantime after that. But, we really just saw it out. And then, the controversy happened. That controversy happened because Jorginho gave away a penalty. Well, he did it initially, but VAR, gave them the penalty, which was a strange one. It was a strange one. So let's start from the get-go, right? What are we doing there? Like, what is Jorginho doing? Trying to, be fancy about it inside their own box. Don't do that. It was unnecessary. I know you love to pass out from the back, and I know us as a team want that, but sometimes you can just clear it, mate. And then he was running backwards with the ball as well. Kind of lost it. Deulofeu, just going past him. Then he tries to get the ball of him, doesn't. Tries again, and then hits him in the shin. Deulofeu takes another step, sees the ball, goes over the line, goes out of play, and falls over. That's how it happened. Anyway, I'm not sure whether you've ever been kicked by playing football before. Sometimes you take another step before you fall over, because if you literally fall over straight away, you fall with your nose first, and that might hurt. So I'm not going to be there. So, sorry guys, I know a lot of you in the chat have got a lot of grief on it for it on Twitter already. There's some that agree, and there's a lot that don't agree. I think it was a pen. I'm sorry, I think it was a pen. He kicked him. What can I say? He kicked him. It doesn't matter whether he dived after, whether he cheated after, whether he fell after. It's irrelevant. Like, by the law, you don't even need to fall over to be fouled. Do you remember Hazard? Whenever he was pulled on the shirt, he just stopped, looked at the ref, got the free kick. You don't need to fall over to get a penalty. It doesn't work that way. You don't need to fall over. So what he does after is kind of irrelevant. Jorginho kicked him. It wasn't a tough kick, but mind you, you saw about 50 slow-mos after that. Of course, in the slow-mo, it looks like a tap, but it wasn't a tap. It was a little kick. As it happens, it's always a penalty. It always should be. But then again, you know, you come to the point of how VAR in the Premier League works is only to turn over clear and obvious mistakes, which is the bit that I have the biggest problem with. Because if you want to go back to the Manchester United-Liverpool game, where Manchester United scored from, in my opinion, a clear foul on Divock Origi, and they scored from the corner, from the counter, that to me should easily have been overturned by VAR, but it wasn't, because it wasn't a clear and obvious mistake. Now, if you look at it that way, their penalty shouldn't have been a penalty. But I don't like that part of the rule. The problem is the lack of consistency. Sometimes they do it like today, when it's a mistake, in my opinion, but maybe not clear and obvious, because you can kind of give it both ways, in my opinion. But then in other times, if it's not a clear and obvious mistake, they don't give it. Hence why I don't like that bit. To me, it is a little bit of it is a penalty. He kicks him. Like, I know we're all Chelsea fans, but come on, guys. Let's be serious here. He kicks him in the leg. If it's the other way around, we would be shouting for a penalty. We would be. It's as simple as that. Now, people have brought up to me, but then Emerson should have had a penalty, or should have at least been looked at by VAR. And yes, it should have been at some point in the second half. He was steaming into the box and was possibly tripped. In the first replay, it looked like the guy stepped on his toes. In the second replay, it didn't. In the second replay, it looked like Emerson just wanted to make sure he doesn't get injured and fell over his leg, but there was not actually any contact. We saw 2 replays. Those are the 2 I saw. I'm not even sure whether it was on the line or whether it was outside the penalty area. If it's outside the penalty area, it doesn't get looked at by VAR. Not sure about any of those things. And yes, if it is on the goal line, they should have looked at it. They most certainly should have done. But, you know, just because they do it wrong in other situations doesn't mean they did it wrong this time round. It is a penalty. I'm sorry, guys. Clearly, a lot of you disagree. Yes, it would be foul in the middle of the park. Yes, he kicks him in the leg. It's a foul. I'm sorry. Like, I do apologise. No, Hudson-Odoi shouldn't have gotten a pen. Hudson-Odoi got the tiniest of touches on the back. It's a contact sport, right? You're allowed to touch someone on the back. He didn't even get a proper shove, right? And there was no contact at Hudson-Odoi's feet when he fell over and asked for the penalty. Completely different, two completely different stories. But Deulofeu stepped up and scored it. And then it was a little bit nervy at the end. Still trying to play out from the back, not trying to clear it well enough. He did make a couple of substitutions. Hudson-Odoi came on for Pulisic. Well, Hudson-Odoi came on for Pulisic pretty much straight after that goal. Batshuayi came on for Tammy Abraham with about 2 minutes to go. And in injury time, Reece James came on for Willian. And then in the last minute, Mason Mount gave away a foul. Silly foul. Don't give that away, lads. Like, really shouldn't. Watford have a free kick. They put it into the box. Didn't see who, but someone got, latched on the end of it, got a header in, and Kepa with an unbelievable reaction save in his bottom left to keep that one out. Literally the whole squad ran towards him and hugged him like crazy. Even Ben Foster came up for the free kick for Watford, went straight to Kepa and kind of like congratulated him for a really good save. So that was a huge save by Kepa to keep the 3 points in the end, and that is vital, absolutely vital, because some other results today more than just went our way. Okay, City and Liverpool both turned it around, and then arguably we would have even been in a title fight had they both not won. But they both won. They both won 2-1 in the end. But Arsenal dropped points against Wolves, who we of course beat 5-2, yes. Who we are now actually 6 points clear of, which is great times. And Manchester United lost to Bournemouth. Yes, you could say it's a bit annoying that United beat us, but then lost to Bournemouth. But it's the League Cup. I'd much rather us winning the league and them losing the Premier League than the other way around and beat them in the League Cup and then lose today. I'm much happier this way. And let's talk about a couple of performances. Kepa, great save at the end. Didn't really have anything to do throughout the rest of the game. Aspie, do apologise. Aspie had some dodgy passes first half, but defensively was good. Zuma was an absolute monster today. Absolute monster. 2 or 3 great blocks. Generally really good in the air. Just absolute monster. He's been really good recently. Tomori was good as well. Emerson had a one Dodgy moment when tried to pass a ball that was kind of like loose in the air, tried to pass it back while like kind of like as a volley, but missed the ball. And what was it really? Someone said in the chat, John Bly said Ben Foster was the one who headed it. Was it? Are you sure? Really? I didn't realise that. Fair enough. Jesus. Okay, that makes it even better, arguably. Okay, so Emerson had that one where he tried to volley pass it back to the keeper, missed the ball in the air. Shit happens. And then Zuma had to kind of bail him out of that one with a great block. Jorginho and had the penalty situation and then got himself booked later on, which means he's now suspended for the next game. He will, of course, play against Ajax on Tuesday. And then maybe he gets the rest that he needs anyway. Because, Lampard said, he kind of wanted to rest him against United, but couldn't because of the injuries. Kante should at the latest be back for Palace. So, just have Kante next to Kovacic. We should be okay. Of course, it harms us because Jorginho is one of our most important players. But the game after Palace is Man City. And I'd rather Jorginho be available for Man City than pick up a yellow card that he needs to pick up against Palace and be suspended against City. So that is that. But other than that, his assist was absolutely wonderful. And the way he generally controlled the game and played and assisted and tackled and just played overall was really good. But the penalty moment, even if you think it wasn't a penalty, he shouldn't even put himself into that situation, in my opinion. Kovacic, again, a beautiful game. Although in the first half, I thought at some point he couldn't complete a pass that was for further than 10 metres. Much better that in the second half, but he struggled with that a little bit in the first half. Even had a decent shot on target today on the volley, which was someone, mate of mine, put in like a group chat we have. Why is he shooting? You should accept by now, that he's not going to score. And had he scored, Croatia probably would have made it a national holiday, which I thought was quite funny. So that was that, Jorginho. But Kovacic, generally unbelievable game. His work rate most of the time is incredible. His tackling is good. His dribbling is good. His passing, not as good as Jorginho's, but good. On the ball, he's just absolutely beautiful. And them two together work really, really well. It will be interesting to see what happens when Kante is back. That will be really, really interesting to see. Mason Mount had a good attacking game, but I thought it would have helped us, not necessarily blaming that on him, had he dropped back more. Had we played in more of a proper 4-3-3 rather than a 4-2-3-1, because I thought first half at parts we struggled with our build-up play because Watford, after we scored so early, of course, tried to press us to an extent, and we tried to get ourselves out of it and kind of didn't manage to overcrowd the midfield. I didn't manage to have the upper hand in midfield at all times when trying to play out from the back. And I thought it would have helped had Mount dropped a bit deeper. But he hit the bar, had another decent shot. Had a decent performance. Not a great performance, but a decent performance. What is so incredible about Mason Mount is his positioning, how he gets himself into these positions that we just don't get anyone there if he doesn't play. That's that. Willian, I don't really know what to think about Willian. He had a hard-working game today. Was great. Until the final third. In the final third, not so good, but not bad, I thought. So, like an average to decent enough performance by Willian. Pulisic, on the other hand, was great again. Scored a goal, had some great dribbles in there, had some great moments in the game generally, works his bloody socks off, and that's why, in my opinion, it's more than deserved that he plays over Hudson-Odoi, because both Willian and Pulisic show Hudson-Odoi how to actually work hard. And, okay, for Willian, age and stuff, experience, and yes, Pulisic is 21 or 22, whatever he is, I think 21, just turned 21. And Hudson-Odoi is 18. But the work rate just isn't there for Hudson-Odoi. I'm sorry, it just isn't. And he doesn't have a left foot. But other than that, of course, I do believe in Hudson-Odoi. He will come good. He's only 18, so people shouldn't slate him. I'm not slating him. I'm just saying the work rate for Pulisic is much, much better. Which also Lampard keeps going on about whenever Hudson-Odoi plays, and he praises him, but he says still has to work on the other bit of the game. And Tammy Abraham had a good game. Scored a great goal early on. Should have done better for his second chance in the game. And then was just unfortunate in the second half not to get a second goal. If you want to know why I left 100% Chelsea, go into 100% Chelsea and watch the video on there, which I did like in February, whatever it was. There's enough explanation in there. Absolutely fine. Let's just say that. Where was I? Oh yeah, Tammy. Could have done a bit better with some of the chances later on, but generally had a good game. Scored another goal. Is now level on the top goal scorer list still. I think with Aguero and Vardy, probably. Vardy for sure, but Vardy, of course, still to play tomorrow. But yeah, I'm happy. It was a bit nervy at the end than it needed to be. It was a bit nervier than it needed to be, but it's a tough away game. Arsenal dropped points there. Spurs dropped points against Watford at home. We didn't drop points against Watford. We secured the 3 points. We are currently up to third in the league. Of course, Leicester, like I said, to play tomorrow, and who could, of course, overtake us again on goal difference because their goal difference is far superior to ours. But yeah, that's the situation. Let me just get to a couple of things that you said in the chat. And then I will leave it there today. What happened to 100% Chelsea? I don't know, mate. Don't know. Haven't spoken to Louis in quite a long time. That was a great night for Chelsea. I agree. We sometimes play inside our own half too much, which invites possible mistakes and chances for opponent. On the one hand, you're right with that. When you say that, you have to think about it. We try to get the opponent to attack us, and then we believe in our own ability on the ball to pass around the press by the opponent, and then create chances in much more space than where they just be sitting back. So that's why we try to do that. A lot of big teams and a lot of good passing football teams do that. You know, that's why you do it. That's why you don't play the goal kick long. That's why you try to pass out from the back. It's just what happens. Jorginho misses next game. Yes, he does against Palace, which will be not great. But I think, to be honest, he needs a rest anyway. So I think in the long run that will actually come good. Let's hope we can still get the 3 points against Palace. Palace always a difficult team to play against, even if it's at the bridge. But if Kante is back next to Kovacic, I think that should be fine. Angry Rampman vid is up. All right, you go enjoy that, lads. LFC European champions. Congrats, mate. What's your opinion or advice for Musunda? Get fit, because his problem at the moment is injuries. He's struggling with apparently some chronic injury, which of course isn't good, but he's just a weird, doesn't he? Like how he unfollows every Chelsea player when he goes to Celtic for like 2 months, barely plays, leaves there, unfollows everyone from there again. It's a bit strange. But yeah, did you see the tackles between Jorginho and Kepa? Yes, I did. Absolutely beautiful. Them two just have a great understanding. Them two, they just know that they can trust each other. Like there was a moment against Burnley and also today, there's players around them and they just pass the ball between each other like 5-6 times to get around 2 or 3 players with absolutely no problem. And Chubbs, I explained why I left 100% Chelsea. Maybe listen. Cheers, Russia. Do appreciate it. Someone's just saying Kovacic all over again. Just spoke about Musonda. Bring in Sancho. Let's see about that. Musonda's better than Sancho. No, he isn't. No, he absolutely isn't. Musonda is in a hospital bed. He's not better than anyone at the moment. I hope what happened to Musonda doesn't happen to Ruben. No, it won't. Once he's back from injury, he'll be absolutely fine. Are you trying? No, I'm not trying. No, not November. I'm good. Cheers. Bring in Nathan Aki. I disagree. Love you from the Gambian boy. What? Okay. If you're just a guy from Gambia, fair enough. Appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I'm just going to do one more comment from the chat, then I'm going to leave it there. Did you see Kovacic's skill pass? Yes, I did. Again, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. He's top player. Top player, if only he could score and shoot. And be a bit better at his passing in the final third, because his final passes aren't always that good. But his proper midfield play is absolutely beautiful. Mount needs to be rested. I mean, he was rested against Man United, so he's fine. When fit, don't be foolish. Musonda... Stop talking about Musonda now. What's happening? Are you coming to London for the Ajax game? No, sadly, I'm not. The next time we will be in London will most likely, if we get tickets, the Spurs away game on the 22nd of December, which I'm very much looking forward to. What flag is that? Can't even see it. Just see a black flag. Bring back... Stop talking about Charlie Musonda, guys. Like, Jesus. Pulisic was the best attacker on the pitch. I agree. I love Chelsea, but if you buy Sancho, you have to sell Christian. No, we just have to sell... Pedro or Willian or both, but we don't have to sell Pulisic. You should. All right. That is funny. All right, guys. I think I'm going to leave it here. I've been going for 18 minutes. I do really appreciate all of you guys that tuned in. Like I said in the beginning, please be sure to subscribe to Blues TV. Also, be sure to drop a like on this live stream. If you're still here watching this, if you made it this far, please go down below and drop a like. I'd be massively appreciate it. You know, there's loads of you watching. There's not as many likes down there as they're watching, so please go down below and drop a like. And if you're watching this as a video later on, also be sure to drop a like. That just be very much appreciated. And also leave me your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below if you're watching this as a video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea. I'll see you on Monday because, you know, yeah, we play Ajax on Tuesday, so only a day off for me, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea, and I'll see you, well, when I see you, but on Monday.